Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
We're joined on the star line by a woman who you've seen on Galaxy Quest, Dodgeball, As Good as It Gets, and countless other projects. Missi Pyle, welcome.
Hi, Sean. It's so nice to be here.
Let's go beyond the mic. Born in Houston, raised in Memphis, who influenced your love of acting?
Oh, gosh, so many people. I mean, I really loved Madeline Kahn and a bunch of other female comics. But you know what? I would watch all these television shows, and I just thought, I want to be on them. Like the escapism of, like, The Love Boat, Fantasy Island. I mean, literally, I watched so much television. I was just like, how do I do that? How do I get on that?
You graduated from Germantown High School. Do you remember your school mascot?
Yes, we were the Red Devils.
From there, you attended the North Carolina School of the Arts, where you studied what?
Drama, acting.
You moved to New York to waitress and act. Which was harder,
Yes.
waitressing or auditioning?
Oh, my gosh. You know, I always loved waiting. I waited tables from the time I was 15 until like I was 26 or 27. So I really loved waiting tables. Although people, you know, can be a little harder. I would say it was a 50-50 tie.
What was the worst audition you ever had, and who won the role you wanted?
The worst one I ever had, I remember, I don't know who won the role, but I went into this part, and I just hadn't learned the lines well enough, and I just kind of, you know, stumbled through it, and she called my agent and was like, I've never seen someone come in so unprepared. I mean, it's just that thing of like, I probably had just come from a waitering gig or something, but it was awful.
You have a podcast with Constance Zimmer called The Mother Load, available at your favorite podcast spot, talking about the funny realities of parenting.
Yes, I adopted a little girl from birth a few years ago, and my friend approached me since Sarna about doing this podcast and with Constance Zimmer, and it was just this idea of, you know, parenting is just so much harder than anyone. No one can tell you unless you're a parent. Like, you won't know until you have a child just how hard it is. And so we just wanted to talk about the truth about, like, you know, how hard it is and how great it is, and that's the whole purpose of that podcast. We want to be like the alternative underbelly of parenting.
What makes working with Constance so much fun?
Well, Constance Zimmer, yeah, you would know her from like Entourage, Unreal, a ton of other, you know, the Newsroom. She's like an amazing actor, but she's also like a really funny human being, and she's super on point, and she's a great mom, and she's just a really like solid, present, funny individual. She's not afraid to talk about stuff that she feels like she's done wrong, and she's just really a present, awesome person.
What's the biggest mistake parents make?
I think just not being present with your kids. Like you guys have all these other things you feel like you have to do, like to keep up appearances. You're like, oh, I need to have a clean house, or I have to do this. It's like your kid just wants your attention. That's all they really want. And so the more you can like sit down and play with your kids, their language is play. So just if you can do that, then you can get to really know your kid, and your kid will let you in.
It's like mom.
Yep. Oh, I'm making your lunch. I'm doing this. I'm cleaning that. I'm calling that. I'm sending you to a play date. It's like play dates are great for a kid, but you need to have a play date with your kid every day. You know, take 10 minutes every day to just say to your kid, like, what do you want to do? I'm gonna just special time just for you. And I think like then your kid will start to like let you in. It's kind of awesome.
You play Cleo Coles in Impulse. What kind of mom is she, and how hard is it to portray her?
Well, it was awesome because I had just adopted my daughter when I got this part like a year later, and I was so, you know, like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. And Cleo is not, you know, she's a single mom. Her partner left when she was 3. She has no idea what happened to him, and so she's been taking her daughter from town to town to town, kind of like looking for a guy to make, you know, to fill the hole, to make this, like, to create a family. And her poor daughter has just been taken from town to town, and she's doing her best. And in season 2, she actually becomes a better mother. She's always sort of been a backseat parent, but in season 1 and then in season 2 now, she's like, once her daughter, she feels like her daughter has been grappling with a lot. She doesn't know that she can teleport, but she's actually trying to be the parent that Henry's always wanted her to be, and now Henry's actually trying to harness her powers. So she's like, to her mom, it's like, maybe a little, like too little too late kind of a thing.
You've done it all from comedy, mystery, thriller. What's your favorite genre?
I think comedy is probably my favorite. I've loved doing this too, so it's kind of a toss-up, like creating this character, working with Maddie. Like Maddie is so talented, and our showrunner is so genius. I really like doing nuanced shows. Like I think that a comedy drama, when they do it just right, I think is really fun. So you can add a little bit of humor, but it's also like very, very real. That's the most fun.
Well, what's coming up on this season of Impulse?
So Henry basically has never been able to control when she teleports, because it happens usually after a traumatic event. That's ultimately how season 1 happens. She's in a car with a boy, and he tries to assault her, and her body takes her out of the situation. It crushes the car, crushes the boy's legs, and she violently lands in her bedroom, and the walls cave in. And so she's trying to harness it not just out of a traumatic situation, so she can actually teleport at free will. That's what her goal is in season 2. But all kinds of people want what she has. So there's a man named Nikolai who kind of helps her teleport, and helps her harness her ability to teleport. It's unbelievable.
Time's running out, so it's time for the Rocky Nate. First thing that comes to your mind, no pressure.
Got it.
What was your first ever school play, and what role did you play?
I was in Teen 2, the competition, which was like a Christian musical, and I was a rapper.
Favorite role you've ever played?
Other than this one, probably the alien Leliari in Galaxy Quest.
Very nice pick. Favorite musician growing up?
Depeche Mode.
Last 3 songs you've heard?
Oh, gosh. There's a song called GMF. That's amazing. I listened to something by Creedence through Revival and a Prince song.
Favorite comedian you want to shoot a movie with?
Probably Seth Rogen.
Where did you run your first marathon, and do you remember your time?
New York City, and it was 4 hours and 27 minutes, I think.
Last special moment you had with your mom and dad?
Oh gosh. I took my mom and my stepdad to Germany before he passed, and that was a really beautiful time.
The one thing no one knows about you?
I desperately want to be more organized than I am. Like, I want to be type A, but I'm not.
You've seen her on Galaxy Quest, Dodgeball, As Good As It Gets, and countless other projects. You can see her now on Impulse. It is Missi Pyle. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And that, my friends, is Beyond the Mic.